Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this month's Agile Hive for Agile Cloud review. As you can see, I'm not Daniel. I'm Joshua Brock, and I am our technical content writer for Agile Hive, stepping in while Daniel enjoys a very well-deserved holiday. So we wish him and his family well as he's enjoying that. So I'm stepping in his place for this review. And Daniel and I walked through this the other day, so hopefully I will be able to do it justice. But I want to thank you for joining us here in the States in late morning or overseas at the end of the day towards early evening. Thanks for being part of it. So this, as Sven had said, the meeting is being recorded. So if you'd prefer not to be on the recording, please feel free to turn your cameras off. And so you're not included on there. And there's a number of us from Agile Hive present today. So any technical questions that may come up, feel free to drop them in the chat, or we may have some time towards the end that we can field those, and one of the folks from the technical team, development team, will be able to run those through with us. But let's dive right in. So just as always, if you'd like to have these added to your calendar, you can find those at the calendar link there on your screen. Also via LinkedIn, we try and promote those about a week ahead of time, so you can find that there as well. And if you haven't already, please feel free to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we have Valine has been working very hard to update that with a lot of great content. Recordings from this review and previous reviews will be there, as well as some of the expert sessions that Cindy has done are also available there. So please, when you get a chance, feel free to check those out. So first, as always, we'll walk through the general updates. And Daniel had put this in here. This is not me. It's not a self-serving slide here, but we'd welcome you to please check out the blog where the majority of my articles appear up there. So feel free to check those out when you get a chance. We always try and update those about once a week or every other week with some new content specific to SAFe, and then of course to Agile Hive as well. So we invite you to check those out. Coming up with some events here later in this month is the SAFe Leadership Forum, coming up on the 19th in Zurich, Switzerland. This is an on-site event only on business agility as well as leadership and hierarchy. It is organized by our good friends and partner company Keygon. So if you're interested in that, there is a coupon code, which I think I should be able to drop into the chat, which will give you a 20% discount, I believe, at checkout. So I will drop that in the chat. If you'd like to take advantage of that, we'd certainly welcome you to do that, and hopefully you'd be able to attend that session. It has a great lineup that we'd like to pass along. Specifically, we just wanted to mention Benjamin Mueller of Canton Luzerne. We'll also talk about their SAFe implementation journey and how Agile Hive has supported them along the way. So you won't want to miss that one taking place. And on this side of the pond, coming up is the SAFe Summit in Washington, D.C., where we, Agile Hive, will be a sponsor. Myself, Valine, and a few others from the team will be present, so we'd hope to see you there if you're able to attend it. You'll get to meet the team, latest information, use case scenarios, anything you'd like to discuss, we'd be happy to see you. And we will be at booth 200. So if you're there, we'll be happy to chat with you. Just a note on the evaluation for those who may have been taking advantage of that. As we know, the Atlassian Marketplace evaluations give you free access for 30 days. However, as we also know, sometimes it does take a little bit longer for that to really get a feel for a piece of fine software that we have here at Agile Hive. So we could certainly understand that you may want to extend that. So please feel free to reach out to us at the link below, Agile Hive Cloud Help, and we should be able to get that extended for you through our service desk. And now we can jump into the updates and a little demo that I have prepared for you that Daniel was nice enough to set up for us. So just some notes. As always, the development team is working hard to release new functionality, bug fixes, improvements as soon as they are completed. Since the last review in August, the dev team is working hard and they've managed to release 6 new versions of Agile Hive in that time, which is great to see. They're always getting new functionality in there and taking care of any smaller fixes that need updated. So we thank them for that. And if you want to get an idea of what's been changing through each iteration, you can always take a look at the change log to stay up to date with all that information via that link below. So now we'll take a look here at some of the features that have been added. So I'll just walk through some of these for you real quick. From August, they've added sorting and a JQL filtering capabilities for the issue list view, which we'll take a look at here in a second. An easy and convenient way to filter the team planning boards for a single art parent, which comes in handy when you're conducting PI planning situations when teams want to break the work down into features into stories. They also did some improvements in the design for issue cards across all the boards in Agile Hive. And as I mentioned, the team had worked hard to improve some overall performance of the app as well as fix almost a dozen bugs. So with that, let's see if I can jump into the demo for you here. And I believe it should be sharing. Yep, looks like we're good here. So taking a look here at the issue list, we just wanted to show how the JQL filtering works. You may notice up here at the top, the bar for filtering issues through JQL. So we wanted to just give you a quick demonstration here. Let's say for issue, we wanted to do issue type and we wanted to filter specifically on stories. So you can see here in the left-hand column, it has now filtered all of that information based on stories. And as you can see here, very similar to some of the other programs you may use, you can click on any of the other column headings, which will sort those either ascending or descending, which makes it very easy to find the information needed and then sort it into the way that you would like it. And the other nice thing that it does is in the URL bar, you may notice is that it is appending that information, that sort and filter to the URL itself. So if you want to share that with a colleague, you can simply copy that URL, send it to them, and they will be shown the exact same view that you and I are seeing right here. So it makes it very convenient to share that information. So moving from there into the team planning board. So some new filters were added here as well, which you will see here towards the top, selecting an art issue. You can either search by typing or scrolling through the list, find the information that you're looking for. In this case, we're looking for the art NY3. We were able to sort through that. So I'll back up. So back up towards the top here. This was what I was explaining a moment ago. Sorry about that. So here you can choose from the arts. In this instance, I'm going to choose the Art New York. You can see it has filtered the board there correctly. So at that point, you can then expand any of the swim lanes that you'd like to see, any of the relevant information under there as well. So it makes it a very quick way to go through and sort and filter that information. So let's see, I would like to head back to this tab. So all in all, in regards to the issue card design for the board views, Daniel notes that all the boards in Agile Hive The roadmap, team planning, art planning board now use a consistent design for all issue cards planned in the boards. This makes the boards more accessible to users, so they are getting used to one design and recognize all the elements and indicators in the cards immediately. And also, he notes that the cards and all the boards now have a 3-dot menu that provides convenient ways to copy an issue's URL or the key to the clipboard in order to share it with your colleagues. So that functionality has been added, and we hope you take advantage of it. Seems like it'll help very much. So moving from there into the discussion or the topic of the migration to the cloud, Daniel had passed along a couple of updates that the work on the second version of the migration path from Agile Hive server data center to cloud is making good progress. They finished the technical concept and exporting of all relevant custom field data from server and DC sites. The team is currently working on importing and mapping the data to the respective cloud counterpart fields. This is almost finished, he says, and testing has already started on that functionality. Additionally, the team is sticking to the initial estimation to have this version of Agile Hive Cloud Migration Helper app. They're estimating the available in October, and they feel confident that they should be able to do that. And again, to kind of keep up to date and on tabs with that, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, AHC-migrate will give you up-to-dates and status updates on those. Looking at the roadmap for features, the prototype implementation of flow metrics work still continues on this. They're evaluating ways to provide selected metrics based on Agile Hive data. For the manual selection of the primary boards, for projects with more than one JIRA board, Agile Hive currently refers to the one with the lowest ID in order to link PIs, iterations, and JIRA sprints. To provide customers with more flexibility, they're implementing a way for administrators to change the primary board for any project in Agile Hive. For bug fixes and performance enhancements, the team is continuing to improve performance in preparation for adding reports on the solution train and portfolio levels. These reports need to run extensive calculations on large data sets, so they want to ensure that everything runs as smoothly and efficiently as possible. So there's testing continuing for that. For the upcoming work, excuse me, they have manual sprint mapping for team level projects. So in addition to enabling administrators to select the primary board for any project in Agile Hive, they'll provide even more flexibility for team level projects. Administrators will soon be able to edit the mapping of JIRA sprints to Agile Hive iterations in order to better support customers with migrated data, as well as workflows where teams set up their own sprints instead of having them created centralized via Agile Hive. Finally, refinement of Agile Hive permissions. So as of today, there's only one dedicated role to grant administrator permissions in Agile Hive, which is the Agile Hive administrator. They understand that this does not reflect the needs of enterprise customers as they have widely spread responsibilities regarding configuration and maintenance of projects. So, for example, RTEs should be able to create and manage PIs for their respective art project, but not change any Agile Hive-wide app settings. They will evaluate how best to implement a more granular permission concept in one of the upcoming sprints for the development team there. Taking a look at the roadmap a little bit further. So starting with the improvements to the art planning board. This includes team level issues that have a direct dependency on art level features. These could become potential blockers for delivering art level issue within scheduled timeframes. Additionally, enhancements to the usability of the art planning board by incorporating additional information and data that offer value to use as an end user of Agile Hive. The concept, the report for portfolios. Users working with portfolio level reports typically require a distinct set of information compared to those obviously at the large set, art, or team levels. So to deliver value to portfolio owners and management, the team's looking to develop dedicated report widgets tailored specifically to the needs of portfolio level report audience. So that is something they're working on at present, or will be coming up soon in the roadmap. At the implementation level, manual configuration of Jira boards and sprint mapping. Daniel notes, as mentioned on the previously, implementation is already underway for this and is expected to be completed sometime later here in September. The prototype implementation of flow metrics. Same applies to this roadmap item. The team is already working on this, and they expect to see initial results very soon. So probably one of the next iterations coming out in the next few weeks that should be included. Let's see, next, the concept and implementation of integrating existing arts into existing solution trains. Scaling safe agile framework in large enterprises, as we know, is complex and an iterative process. So as more teams and arts and eventually the first solution trains are onboarded, it's often necessary to periodically adapt the safe hierarchy, which inside of Agile Hive we know as my organization in the tool. So Agile Hive must ensure that these changes can be executed in a structured manner that preserves the data integrity and allows all units within the new organization structure to begin working together seamlessly in Agile Hive. In the implementation for reports, it's for solution trains and portfolios. So currently, the reports in Agile Hive Cloud are only available for team and art level projects. As we know, customers continue to scale their safe organizations and adopt Agile Hive to support their journey. There is, as the team has seen, a growing demand for reports at the solution train and portfolio levels. In the evaluation and implementation for Jira custom permissions, again, also mentioned, I think on the previous slide, we had the current permission model in Agile Hive is still in its early stages. So to better accommodate the complex use cases of larger enterprises, Agile Hive is exploring ways to expand the capabilities and configure options for Agile Hive specific permissions. And I think that's everything for the roadmap that we hit there. Again, if you have any feedback on that, again, via the website at ahc-feedback, the team would certainly love to hear your thoughts on any of those features that are coming up down the road, or any other ideas that you may have. Again, the door is always open and we welcome that feedback. And I believe I have gone through that, hopefully not too quickly, and was useful information to you. So again, just to note the calendar, you can find for upcoming events, again, for the AHC review, again, our LinkedIn and YouTube channels. And I believe I've gone through all of that. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to share it. If not, again, we will have the recording available on the YouTube site. The next review is coming up on the 3rd, which I believe is actually a holiday in Germany, if I'm correct. So there may either be a recording available later on, but there'll be more information coming out about that soon via LinkedIn. So please feel free to stay tuned for that.